Tino, Music You Can See. We are here in Fullerton, California, just days before a big Undercover concert at the House of Blues in Anaheim. I get asked a lot, what is the best album in your opinion ever made? You know, the Beatles' White Album. I go, oh no, it's an album called Branded by a band in Orange County called Undercover. And I will honestly tell you, as an adult, I talk to friends and they go, the two albums that I've heard my people say that got me through my adolescent years was Branded and Dark Side of the Moon.
We're in good company there.
So I got to interview Sim. You guys are longtime best friends from like, what, junior high school?
Early high school, 50 years.
Before you were even playing in a band?
Yeah.
And then you guys ended up being a keyboardist and a guitarist?
Guitarist, yeah. I mean, I was playing in bands since I was like 10 years old, 11 years old. And so we hooked up, because I was in a band and we needed a keyboard player, and I go, hey, you play keyboards? And I said, sure I do.
I don't know how he found out somehow that I had taken piano lessons as a kid. I'd never played in a band before, so he said, you want to come and play in our band? All right. That consisted of me banging on his mom's grand piano in the living room. You know,
That was started something big though.
Yeah, I mean, we were 15 or 16 years old. I think we've been doing it ever since.
So I want to go back to about 1985. I discovered you guys in the late '84, and I started going to see you. And it just seemed like when you got Sim, like all of a sudden you just defined your sound. I mean, and there was no band, honestly, that sounded like you. Everyone was playing these analog keyboards, and gimmicky, you know, pops, and you come in with this DX7. So I'm hearing these like digital, like string sounds, and just talk about the metamorphosis of where it came to Branded.
MIDI showed up, if you want to talk shop. MIDI showed up around 84, 85. I mean, it was there before that, but that's when you could buy
Dave
keyboards
Smith
where you could start chaining them together. And we were on tour in Sacramento. We went into a music store to buy strings, I think it was, and I just got lost in this keyboard section with all these keyboards stacked together. So that informed the sound of Branded and all those strings, but also we recorded that record at Pachyderm, which was John and Dino Elefante's room, and they had all kinds of state-of-the-art samplers and stuff like that, and I was a kid in the candy store. So that's where a lot of that string stuff came from, just experimentation with new technology and having access to stuff I had never. You know, we came from a time when you had a B3 organ, you loaded it up into your van and break your back, carry it up a flight of stairs. But it's the first time you didn't have to do that.
So you guys are writing Branded. I got to hear Branded for about a year before the album ever came out. The journey, did you realize that that's all of a sudden where your sound really happened? Because, for instance, in '86 I promoted a show that you did at PCC, and that was the launch of Branded. I guess Gene wanted to hold it. And I didn't know what to put on the poster, so I put New Wave. And I remember backstage, I'm with Christy Swanson, we're gonna go out and introduce you guys, and he's like, why'd you put New Wave on the poster? I go, because I can't place you guys. There's no band, no one sounded like you. And I was listening to K-Rock 24/7, and I could not, maybe the Cult was probably the other band that maybe kind of sounded. Speak on your sound. I mean, did you intentionally, how did you come up with such an original sound?
We had no idea what, did we?
No,
we just did what we were doing.
Yeah, honestly, the songs just lend themselves. The way we interpreted the stuff, you know, like if I wrote something or Joe wrote something, I just hear something in my head, and just the way I interpreted it, that's just what came out. I mean, there was no, we just stumbled into all that stuff. You know, it was just one of those things. Well,
it wasn't an accident. We wrote the songs, and you know, you had mentioned Sim. And there was no way, we love Bill, but these songs were not Bill Walden songs. And there was just no way Bill could have brought that kind of power and energy that Sim brought to it. That's my opinion anyway.
Absolutely, and so each, like Sim brought a totally different element to the vocals. And then, you know, we had just kind of, in a way, gone back to our roots, but we're still growing. So the early Undercover stuff, was not really where we had been out like before, we were Christians.
I was just talking to somebody about this morning somewhere. The first time I remember anybody outside the band hearing any of the songs off Branded was our booking agent, Marie McGilvery, came to our rehearsal one night, and she heard I'm Just a Man and basically fell out of her chair. And she said, she was blown away, and that surprised the heck out of us because, like I said, we had no idea really what we were onto. We're just kind of growing and evolving as artists and as people and documenting our life. So we I don't know, just
we weren't smart enough to
because the minor key. And the thing is, what was really cool with Jim's guitar and your keys, so you'd have your keys and then this, I don't mean in a bad way, this shrill piercing guitar would come flying through it. Speak about your guitar work. You played a Kramer, was that?
Yeah, I bought a Kramer Pacer, and then I changed the pickups and I changed the neck, and I did, I just tweaked it out and stuff like that. But I had a certain sound that I liked in my head, and that's we got it for the most part. But as far as the keyboards and the guitar, I mean, we've been together for so long. I mean, when we first started playing music together, we were playing cover stuff, like all over the place. And he knew what I was going to do, and I knew what he was going to do because we would jam and all that. So when we were doing this stuff, it was just like, it was like one person just putting this stuff out.
It is organic at this point, and even still, we were just talking about it on the way over here. We haven't done a gig together in 12 years, but we climb up on stage, and there it is. It's organic.
Know where you're going automatically.
It's almost like reading each other's minds. In a way.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow. Well, it's been
a married couple. You complete each other's sentences.
Absolutely.
Right?
But you guys have probably been longer married to each other than.
Well, and absolutely, because I mean, we've known each other for 50 years. But on top of that, we toured with Undercover. We were together. We were playing 200 times a year, and we toured all over the world and all over everywhere. So we've been together, living together for a long, long time. And the great thing about Undercover and the guys is, a lot of bands break up because they just don't get along anymore. And we never broke up. We just kind of stopped playing. But all of us, we all love each other, and it's like family before the band. And it's really easy to just walk up on stage and play.
Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to Sunday night. The last time I saw you play was, I think, in 1983, Viola.
Oh yeah.
I think Chuck Cummings played that night, drums, and you played a bass.
Yeah,
you usually play key bass.
String bass. Yeah. No, I think we're happy being back where we are. That era defined the Devotion album, which it's a fine album on its own. But after that, we did that. And now we're back to our kind of a classic sound.
Cool. Well, you guys have definitely left us a legacy. And that's real important, I think, for any artist. And look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday night.
Thank you.
Tino, Music You Can See, Joe, Jim, Undercover.